Hi, everyone. As you've been told, I'm Ida Bunei. I came to United States in October 2011. Actually, I came in as an immigrant through DVC lottery. So I won a lottery. I came here with my son and my husband. My son was 9 years old. And then we got Lindsay here in United States. Lindsay was a premature baby, stayed in Mercy Hospital for 2 months. So I'll tell you a little bit where I work. I work at International Rescue Committee. That's my full-time job. So if you see me at Broadlawns also, don't be like, I thought he said he works at the IRC. I also work as a part-time communication clerk at Broadlawns Medical Center. Have you ever thought of landing in a country where you don't know language, you know nobody, and you're just landing with a suitcase? And you don't even have money. And you don't know who is meeting you at the airport. You've just been given a white paper, written IOM, and you'll be told someone is going to pick you at the airport. You don't know this person. You don't know who you're gonna get there. You don't know what the environment is in that country. If you're lucky enough in a refugee camp, you might have seen some pictures. And whatever pictures you see there, whatever information you get there, is not the reality that you will get when you land in that country. As for me, I was a little bit lucky. I had a friend, we were in high school together, who received me here in Iowa, showed me all the nice, first of all, I landed in Virginia, and life was very expensive in Virginia. I didn't have money to pay a 2-bedroom for $1,800. So I called my mom and I'm like, Mommy, I'm coming back home. I still have my teaching license. I didn't resign. I just told my employer I'm going for further studies, even though I knew I'm going to see how life is in America and I won't go back. So my mother is like, what if those who have gone there have not come back home? So that means you can also make it there. I called a friend here in Iowa. We were in high school together. And he said, come to Iowa. Showed me all the nice pictures of Jordan Creek. Never told me it snows in Iowa. And I was like, that is very nice. And told me, houses are cheap there, about $700, 2-bedroom apartment. I'm like, yeah. So it's like, can I come by myself first, see the place? Like, no, I want the entire family come here. So actually, he shipped all of us here in Iowa. And we've called Iowa home, and we're still in Iowa, and I don't think we are moving any sooner. But I got my first no. I met 360 again, and I told Mommy I'm coming home. I didn't come to America to die. I just want to come home. So now imagine this person here coming and has nothing, doesn't understand anything, doesn't understand the language, and then there is culture shock. So in IRC, we have a program called co-sponsorship. I work as a community co-sponsorship coordinator there. And we are looking at organizations and churches that can help to co-sponsor clients. Those clients we co-sponsor, those that have already arrived here in Iowa. So the people we are organizing to co-sponsor, we pick them at the airport together. So I'm not sure if my eyes can see this properly. So these are the regions that are already having co-sponsors in United States. IRC has 40 offices worldwide, and then we have 29 offices in United States. Kentucky and Iowa are the new ones. So IRC was open here in Des Moines last year in June. I joined them in December, and I was also working at Lutheran as a Refugee Connection Center supervisor before I moved to IRC. So we are having Des Moines there as one of the co-sponsors offices that has been opened up. We already have Presbyterian Church being a co-sponsor. They already have a family with us. Next slide, please. So community sponsorship is defined as an umbrella terms that describe different modes of resettlement. We have clients paired with community groups, which commit to provide clear in-kind or financial contribution, as well as volunteer service. What I mean here is once you accept to be our co-sponsor, there's always a contribution of $3,000 that goes towards that client. So if the child decides that we are going to pay the rent for this family, it's subtracted from there, if the church says we are going to donate couches, the household is subtracted from there. So the clients still qualify for the financial aid they get from the government. But imagine having a co-sponsor, people that will mentor you, people that will pick you from the airport, people that will take you to appointments, showing you how Iowa is. But please don't forget to tell them it's no. And then the community group can take many forms, including a local club, universities, faith-based community group. So at the local IRC office level, that is us guys, I'll be the point of contact for any sponsors that join our organization. So what we do is we have an application form for all this process. Next slide, please. So we have the structured community group, that is people like you. Like I said, we already have Presbyterian Church, the Heartland, and Collegiate Presbyterian in Ames, who have committed themselves to sponsor a family. So we gave them a family of 7. So once we give you a family, we consider the family with high needs, either an expectant mother, a single parent, either dad or mom with kids, or a large family of 4 to 7. Those are the families with high needs. Imagine being a single parent, you have 2 kids, you need to work, you don't know where to get a ride to go to work, you don't know who is gonna schedule your appointment for the doctor, you don't know who is gonna enroll your kids for school. And one thing that I don't know if you guys know is that the agencies, we are just given 3 months to support this family, and then after those 90 days, you are on your own. We all know technically, 90 days is not enough for you to be sufficient on your own. I came to America speaking British English, knowing how to move around with the computer a little bit, knowing how to speak for myself, know how to do interview, but it took me 2 years to stabilize in America. I couldn't even differentiate a quarter and a dime for a very long time. So imagine this family coming, speaking a different language, Arabic, we have Burmese, we have Swahili, Somali, Dinga, all those languages, and they have no knowledge of English. How can 3 months enable this person to be sufficient? That is actually impossible. If you've been in their shoes, you will know how hard it is to be sufficient in 3 months. You cannot. And then also this assistant you get, after 3 months, we are like, we've enrolled you in English classes, we've teach you how to use a bus. Now you are on your own. That's the duration the government gives us. That's why we are looking for co-sponsors who can even extend to 6 months or a whole year to support a family. Next. So once you accept to be our co-sponsors and we give you an application and you do it as an organization, we do background check for anybody who will be assisting with this family. And in that application, you will choose a group leader. We usually require 2 group leaders who will always be in communication with us and also plan for this family, how this family will be received and how we'll help this family. And then in order to maintain good communication with IRC office and keep the group on task, it's important to identify a point of person, which I've said it's, for IRC, it's me. Let me use also Presbyterian. They also have 2 points of contact that we always meet weekly. That's also part of the plan. We meet weekly, we discuss how the family is going on, what help you need from IRC. And then we sign what is called non-legal binding agreement. With that agreement, you are like, we are going to support this family for 6 months or a year. That's up to the church to decide, or whoever is interested. So we usually require a group of 5 people, not an individual. It's a requirement to have at least 5 people, or up to 60. So if the church decides the entire church wants to help like Presbyterian, we are good. If you decide you want to support 2 families, we are also welcoming that. And then there's also case file and documentation. So you have to do at least 8 core services. And those 8 core services, one of them is airport pickup, arranging for the house, enrolling kids in school, enrolling parents for ESL classes, taking them to doctor's appointment, and then teaching them on how to use a bus. And then I've said we have weekly meeting. And then for Iowa, we are required to contribute $3,000 any organization or any group of people who wants to help this family. And I'd say that one goes towards this family. It's helping the family. And the family will still get their $1,075 or $1,275 per person. Those are the ones that the government give them. So if you look even at that amount, it will not be able to support them the entire, when you are looking at stabilizing yourself. I remember when my daughter was in the hospital, I just needed moral support, social support. I needed somewhere to just go say, I'm not feeling okay with my daughter. It's not only about money. And I remember Pastor Fred always calling me and say, how is your baby? And I felt I was now in a place where somebody can hear me, somebody can help me. I didn't have my mom around, I didn't have my sister around. And a child in an hospital was a hard thing. We have refugees who are coming. These are the people who have been in the camp. They have gone through a lot. Some of them come in with kids with disabilities. Some of them have mental challenges. They need support. Next slide. So those are some of the services that I just talked about, even assisting them to do food stamp assistance and cash assistance in the government or social security application. IRL 11, those ones is helping them to fill a form that they have changed their address. Next slide. Those are still the co-services. So the yellow ones will be covered by the co-sponsors. IRC will do the rest. Next, please. So if you are interested, now we are in the last step. We can give you an application, and then once we review the application with your team lead, you attend training. There is training. We do training for the group that will be helping this family. There are 2 parts, 2.5 hours. So that one will be done by me. So we train you on the services and more about this group. And then we match you with the group and we sign the agreement and we do the readiness that you are ready to receive the family. And West Des Moines, I'll say, is good because the bus line is here, the schools are there. The housing is the hard part, but IRC usually help with find housing. Next. So if you have any question, you can ask me after the service, or you can let Amy, Brett, or Elizabeth know, and they can send me an email. And then that is my email. And I think we forgot to put a phone number. So I will also leave my business card with Brett. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to talk about the co-sponsorship program.